Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Los Angeles Lakers got the victory tonight. We definitely were able to take advantage of a struggling Portland Trailblazer team who really had a hard time scoring the ball. Um, Norman Powell was the opponent that really stood out to me tonight. He definitely put on a show with 30 points. He was somebody that I didn't even mention in the pregame video that I did rather. And I've been a little off my game, to be honest with you, so I've kind of had that type of thing. Just bear with me, but nevertheless, he definitely made sure that he made good use of every minute given tonight, and he played a lot of them. Unfortunately, the rest of the team didn't really have it tonight like that for the Portland Trailblazers. We were able to take advantage. Now, on our end, we didn't have the greatest night either. I love what I saw out of Anthony Davis. He gave us big points, blocked 3 shots. Again, his shot blocking has really helped us quite a bit in coming back, because really it's one of those situations where obviously we like to go small ball, but because he's a superstar, it forces coach to put him in the game, and because of it, by default, we have rim protection and rebounding as to where we wouldn't have otherwise. So it's a luxury for us that our superstar happens to be a big. Uh, he rebounded the ball very well tonight. 15 rebounds, one of the better rebounding games that he's had. I just really like what I seen from Anthony Davis, even though he missed some chippies tonight. That I know he would love to have back. Ultimately, he looks like a much better version of himself since coming back from injury. So he, to me, was a big, huge reason why we won the game. Carmelo Anthony had a big night against his old squad. Did some very, very nice things. Got hot, and coach took him out of the game at a weird point in the game. And I don't know. Frank Vogel, man, we won the game tonight, but it would have been a much better game if he would have just stayed out of the way as always. It was a situation where you look at Dwight Howard's stats tonight. He had 10 points, 7 rebounds in 11 minutes. He only played the man 11 minutes, and that's how much production he had. In other words, Dwight Howard was having a fantastic game, and coach got in the way. Simple as that, as always. And because of it, we gave back the lead, and it was only because of the fact that the Portland Trail Blazers just played so horribly as a team that they were ultimately the losers tonight. Because really, our coach left the door open, just like I always say he does. And, that was that. It's one of those situations for me where, I'm watching Avery Bradley run around. He's missing every corner shot he takes, and coach just leaves him out there. Dwight picks up 1 foul, and it's like equivalent to like 4 Westbrook turnovers in our eyes. It's like, oh my God, I got to sit him forever. It's like, okay, but aren't you watching all the rest of this ineptitude that's going on down there with the players that you trust? So, no, he doesn't see any of that. But luckily enough, as again, because of Portland playing so poorly, we were able to get the win. Our guy, Austin Reeves, is struggling real bad right now. 0 for 2. He only attempted 2 shots. I need him to be more aggressive. I need him to try to get to the rack. Dunk the ball, man. Find your confidence again. That's what I would tell him. THT, THT's shooting percentage was pretty bad tonight. Didn't really have it. He was active, you know what I mean? He was running around, breaking a sweat, but it wasn't really amounting to a whole lot. On the other end, Nusef Nurkic, as I predicted, would have a big night tonight. He did. He played very well for his team. Rebounding the ball, doing the things that he does. Obviously, you got to give credit to Anthony Simons, who's a player who's really starting to make a name for himself. He had a pretty solid night tonight. CJ McCollum was uncharacteristically cold tonight, which really helped us as well. They didn't have their best showing out of him, So that's really what I saw. A low-scoring basketball game. A lot of missed free throws down the stretch. Possessions we would love to have back. Possessions Portland would love to have back. 1 point off turnovers tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers. 1 single point. No baskets off turnovers. And that right there was telling. We turned the ball over 16 times, but it seemed like we turned the ball over 25 times the way those turnovers were coming, and how poorly we tend to take care of the ball tonight. This wasn't a good game for the Lakers. We just happened to win it because the other team was playing a little worse. That's really what I saw. Be completely honest with you guys. We had a nice big lead to start the game with Dwight Howard out there rebounding and doing all that good stuff, but let him pick up that 1 foul. Like I said, Coach Vogel, in his eyes, that's like the worst thing in the world. That's like watching Westbrook turn the ball over. No. Gotta sit him forever after picking up that foul. And that's exactly what he did. I was joking. I was like, we're probably not going to see Dwight after that. And we really didn't. Good thing is we didn't see DJ. He set. DNP. Didn't see Trevor Reese. He set. DMP. That's always nice. Bazemore didn't really have it tonight. He gave him about 7 minutes, didn't do nothing, so that was good. He set him good. So, those are the type of things you want to see. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. I'm not even nice at all. I'm just at a point where I'm like, look, what you got to do is just stop the bleeding. Wherever a player's playing poorly, you just hope that coach sees it in his heart to just sit him. It's the best thing he can do for us is just stop the bleeding where necessary. Russell Westbrook almost had a triple-double tonight. I don't think he finished with a triple-double. Low scoring tonight, but he definitely got heavy on the rebounds. One possession, of course, in Westbrook fashion. It was a situation where Dwight Howard had a rebound. Westbrook went after it. Of course, it was a turnover because he stole a rebound from his boy but didn't secure the rebound. These are the type of things you deal with, 5 turnovers from Westbrook. He didn't have a good game, even though the stats will tell you that he had a triple-double. Ultimately, he did Westbrook things that didn't help us. Low IQ stuff as usual. So, look, am I happy we won? Yes. Do I think we would have beat 90% of the league tonight? No. We saw same old stuff. Same old stuff. The only thing I can honestly say that I really appreciated was just what I started the video saying. And Anthony Davis, by default being a superstar, must be on the floor, especially with LeBron James out. So that forces Frank Vogel to go against what he believes in playing small ball in situations against big players. And so because of it, AD shined. Got a good amount of boards. As I said, about 15 boards that really, really supported our team. And I think that was the difference. I really do believe his rim protection, those blocks he provided, was the difference. Because it really wasn't a whole lot to like about our team. Like I said, Carmelo Anthony was hot. You got to give him credit. He showed up big time, especially in that first half. Couldn't miss. But then it was like coach just took him out. And I just wonder what coach is trying to do in terms of are you trying to get fired? Like some of the buttons he presses, like he leans so much on Avery Bradley, and Avery Bradley just is not that guy anymore. And the fact of the matter is, he missed so many key corner threes tonight that would have put us in a position to have some breathing room. It's not even funny. Malik Monk did not have a good game tonight, not at all. He really was off. I think he had like 6 points, something like that, 5 points. Missed 2 key free throws down the stretch. There was a situation where we were up by 6 and we gave away a concession basket. And I just say to myself, with I think it was maybe 24 seconds to go or something like that, maybe a little more than that, I'm just not really sure if I like that philosophy. And the reason why is because guys can miss free throws, and all of a sudden you can put yourself in a position where it's a close game and they have the ball in their hands. You kind of just want to continue to play defense throughout, depending on the score. And I just feel like with a 6-point differential, it would maybe, I don't think it was 20-something seconds. It was under a minute left. I really don't believe in concession baskets in those situations. Now, if you're up by 8 or more, maybe with less time left, okay, fine. Concession basket's cool. You don't want to foul. But we just let Norman Powell skate straight to the lane and hit a layup, and it was a 4-point game, and then we ended up missing 2 free throws. It's like, no, that's bad philosophy. So, honestly, man, I would love to sit up here and say I'm proud of my team for winning the game, and I am happy that we won. But I look at the schedule, we got 5 games that are going to be tough. Tomorrow, we got the Clippers coming up. You know what I'm saying? We got New York coming up. We got another couple playoffs teams as well that are going to be, seeing us. It's a tough 5-game stretch we have ahead, and I just didn't take a whole lot from this game as it pertains to us being able to win those games. When you only score but so much, I don't think we scored very much tonight. Portland had under 90 points. That was good. We were able to see some good defensive sequences to a degree, but I think it was more so just Portland missing shots that they would love to have back. It wasn't like they weren't able to get the shots they want. They just weren't able to hit them. So if you're relying upon some of those things to happen for you to win games, you're in trouble, and this is one of those games. It's hard to be excited when you kind of understand the game and you still see reasons to be concerned. And that's exactly what I saw. It's just more Frank Vogel bullcrap, man. Like, it is just that. When you have a big lead and you feel good about your team, he does something, a lineup choice, a timeout that comes into a situation where you don't even get a play. We called a timeout in this game somewhere in the third quarter and didn't even get a play off. Like, we inbounded the ball and did not even get a shot off. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what did you do in the timeout? Like, what were you doing? What did you run? What did you have written up for those guys to listen to and execute? Because they didn't even get a shot off, man. So, I don't know. This is one of those wins where you're like, I'm glad the game is over. I'm glad we played Portland. I'm glad Dame wasn't out there. I'm glad CJ wasn't at his best, because if any of those things would have been the case, it's a loss. As simple as that. It's just a loss, man. You know, the way Norman Powell played tonight, if he would have shot the ball a little more, I think they would have probably had a much better chance, you know. So thank God for AD and his size and his ability to rebound the ball tonight, rebound, block, and get some points. Carmelo Anthony's early scoring, Dwight Howard's key rebounds, and in the position and the times that he did help us with the minutes that he had on the floor, the very few minutes that he had on the floor. Stanley Johnson didn't really have a good game tonight as well. I think he was like 1 for 3. Kind of passed up on a couple shots I wanted to see him take. Kind of missed some layups. It wasn't his best game. You know, it was just a lot of that, man. A lot of that. You know, we were just very, very fortunate to play against a team that's just a little worse than us. And I said that at the beginning in the pregame. You know, I said, you know, this is one of those games where if we play up to our level, we may still be able to win, because that's how much this team is struggling, and that's how undermanned they are at this time. You know, so that's what I saw out there. Robert Covington was especially awful tonight. That really helped us. He was 0 for 8 with 0 for 6 from behind the arc. Just really, really helpful for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. And I've heard a lot of rumors about him being traded here. Do not trade that man here. I understand what he can do defensively, and I understand he's not going to be like that a lot of the time. But I'm telling you, a lot of times when I see Rocco, he's either doing that or he's heavy on the scoring, hitting threes, but turning the ball over like a madman. Sort of like Drummond, Westbrook, that, you know, not in that form in terms of those being in that type of turnovers, but it will equal the same. So I'm not a big Rocco fan, and I'm glad he was out there tonight to hurt his team. I'm telling you, I'm not in the mood to play games with nobody. It's one of those situations, man, where I'm just very, very patient in regards to Jeannie Buss, watching what she's seeing and hoping that she's coming to the conclusion that I am, that this is just not working. Yeah, it's just not working, man. Even in a night where we win, you still feel like there's so much to complain about, because you can clearly see where we had an opportunity to blow this horrible team out and still manage to give them an opportunity to win the game because of choices made by the coaching staff. You know, I can't stress it enough. Just leaning on the wrong players, sitting the hot hands, running with the cold hands, leaning on vets when you have a bunch of youngsters that need their confidence, that need their reps. It's just a lot of poor decision making, you know. And for me to be a fan, I'm not a rah-rah fan. I'm a results guy, and I'm a big picture guy. And what I see is a situation where we would have lost this game if we played against any decent team in the league. We couldn't have beat OKC tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, we couldn't beat the Orlando Magic tonight the way we played. You know, it's just one of those situations where you really know. So, yeah, am I happy we were able to add a W to the win column? Of course. It gives us, especially against this team with whom we're fighting for a play-in tournament situation with. Hopefully, they'll be the odd team out and we'll stay in there. But, you know, when you look at it what it is, look at it for what it is, it's only a few things to really appreciate about this basketball game other than the fact that it became a W. One being Anthony Davis still looks good. Carmelo Anthony had a really good game. You know, Dwight Howard trade value is up. Even though we don't want to trade him, it probably makes sense to trade him since his coach doesn't believe in him. And, you know, he's an asset. You know, he's an asset to our size. He's an asset to what it is that we do. And I like what I saw from him in 11 freaking minutes. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. This is not one of these games where I'm going to do too much talking, because both teams played horrible, to be honest with you. And I'm glad that game is over. And we got the victory. That's the truth, man. I am not pulling punches. Tomorrow we got the Los Angeles Clippers. You know, and they're a team that plays like a young college squad with a lot of heart. That's who they remind me of. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. I mean a team that's going to come at you no matter who's running, no matter who is, you know, whether you know their name or not, they coming at you. So we need to get our rest tonight. I expect that AD will not play in that game, which I think that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. But I don't think we could have won tonight's game if he didn't play tonight. So it is what it is. I think all in all, to sum it all up, you just want to see the Los Angeles Lakers spend a little more time paying attention to how they can execute out of timeouts and late game free throw, situations, stuff like that. We got to hit our free throws. We really hurt ourselves tonight, and we're very lucky to win with the way we shot the free throw tonight. You want to see guys just play a little better. You want to see the guys, like the young guys, find their confidence again. Most of our young guys played horrible tonight, and that's something that I just want to see change right away. Those guys got to find their confidence. I want to say more about Russell Westbrook's play because he did ultimately almost come out of there with a triple-double. But I'm going to be real. I didn't see a whole lot to like there, outside of his rebounding. And even in rebounding, you talk about that one play. Maybe some assists might have been something to be appreciative of, but I just saw a lot of bad shot taking. Guys just didn't take good shots tonight. I think our shot selection was especially poor this evening. We played against a team that's worse than us. That's the only reason why we won. Congratulations, Lakers. You were able to do it. You were able to get a victory. And as a Laker fan, that's something to celebrate in and of itself. So that's all I got to say, man. That's all I got to say. My name is PDF44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.